In 2006, when Inconvenient Truth came out, that really sparked, I would say, a rebellion in the world where we kind of started to wake up and grow, and in so many ways, you know, inspiring so many different ideas. But now, in the state of the world that we are now, dealing with the amount of problems that we have in the world and the amount of optimism that I hear from you when you're speaking, why should we still be optimists in this time? What do we still have to be optimistic about in the environmental challenges that we all face?
Well, it's a great question. And of course, in a time of great danger, and we do have a global emergency. Some people hear that phrase and just say, calm down, it can't be that bad, but it is that bad. It's very urgent. And since the latest IPCC report, Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, you know, this fantastic group of scientists around the world, since their latest report, it's ever clearer that this emergency is quite dire. And even since it came out, there's another new study showing that the oceans are heating up even more than we had previously thought. So how can you find cause for optimism in those circumstances? Well, one simple answer is because we have the solutions now. 10, 12 years ago, when An Inconvenient Truth came out, we could see the solutions on the horizon, and respected analysts were predicting confidently that they would come down in cost pretty quickly, but now they have. And they're available. There are 5 times more jobs in solar here in the US than in coal already. The fastest growing, 62% of the new electricity generation installed in the US last year was solar and wind. The fastest growing job in the US is solar installer. Second fastest growing job is wind turbine technician. A lot of the new jobs that are being created in the economy now are coming as part of this sustainability revolution. So I want to temper my optimism. I am genuinely optimistic because we have the solutions and because your generation, so many of you are here, are helping to awaken the rest of the folks as to how quickly we have to move. But we also don't want to run the risk of being Pollyannish on this, because still to this day, 80% of all the energy we use in the global economy comes from burning fossil fuels. And taxpayers around the world are being forced by bad policies to subsidize fossil fuels at a rate 38 times more than the meager subsidies for solar and wind and renewables. So we have to change policies. We have to change investment practices. We have to change so many things: agriculture, the preservation of our forests and reforestation. Sustainable agriculture is coming on strong, but not fast enough. We have to address the built environment to stop wasting so much energy. About a quarter of all the greenhouse gas emissions come from just inefficient buildings. And that's another opportunity to create jobs in fixing the built environment. And of course, we have to speed up the transformation of the way we produce electricity, and we have to shift over to electric vehicles. You know, diesel is the new coal, and we have got to get rid of the internal combustion engine. We've got to shift completely away from burning fossil fuels, and we have to do it quickly. So the task in front of us is really a daunting one. We can't minimize how serious it is and how quickly we have to move. But I'm optimistic simply because I do believe that we have the ability to match this rising determination to bring change with the solutions that are already available. We don't need any new breakthroughs. It'll be great if we get some new technology breakthroughs, maybe fusion several years out, many years, I don't know how many years out, but what we have already, if you look at solar and wind, particularly solar, you know what a cost reduction curve is. We found out about it with computer chips a long time ago, and you look at smartphones and flat screen TVs, they get cheaper every year with higher performance, and that's happening with solar now, to the point where it is now more economical to produce electricity from renewables. But my final point on this about optimism, and I often end my formal speeches with this phrase because I believe it deeply: never forget that political will is itself a renewable resource, and it's up to us to renew it and apply it to this global emergency and solve this crisis.